Kristen James Stewart is an American actress and director. She is the recipient of several accolades, including a Caesar Award, which she was the first American actress to win. She was the highest-paid actress in the world in 2010 and 2012.
Born and raised in Los Angeles to an American father and Australian mother, both of whom worked in show business, Stewart began her career as a child actress in 1999. She gained notice in 2002 for playing the daughter of Jodie Foster's character in the thriller Panic Room, which garnered her a Young Artist Award nomination for Best Leading Actress in a Feature Film. She subsequently starred in Speak, Catch That Kid, Zathura, A Space Adventure, and Into the Wild. In 2010, she was awarded the BAFTA Rising Star Award. Stewart went on to gain wide recognition for playing Bella Swan in the Twilight Saga film series, which collectively grossed over $3.3 billion worldwide.
After starring in the fantasy film Snow White and the Huntsman, Stewart eschewed parts in big-budget films in favor of independent productions for the next few years. She took on roles in the dramas Camp X-Ray and Still Alice, and the science fiction romance sequels. In 2015, she received critical acclaim for her role opposite Juliette Binoche in Olivier Assayas's French film Clouds of Sils Maria, for which she won the Caesar Award for Best Supporting Actress. Stewart reunited with Assayas the following year in the supernatural thriller Personal Shopper and made her directorial debut with the 2017 short film Come Swim. She returned to mainstream Hollywood with leading roles in the action film Charlie's Angels and the science fiction film Underwater.
Stewart was born in Los Angeles, California, on April 9, 1990. Both of her parents work in the entertainment industry. Her American father, Jon Stewart, is a stage manager and television producer who has worked for Fox and on the Comedy Central show At Midnight. Her Australian mother, Jules Mann Stewart, is originally from Maroochydore, Queensland. She is a script supervisor and also directed the 2012 film K-11. Stewart has an older brother, Cameron B. Stewart, and two adopted brothers, Dana and Taylor. Stewart attended local schools until the 7th grade. As she became more involved in acting, she continued her education by distance until completing high school.
As she grew up with a family who worked behind the camera, Stewart thought she would become a screenwriter-director, but never considered being an actor. She recalled, "I never wanted to be the center of attention. I wasn't that I want to be famous, I want to be an actor kid. I never sought out acting, but I always practiced my autograph because I love pens. I'd write my name on everything."
She began acting at 8, after an agent saw her perform in her elementary school's Christmas play. After auditioning for a year, Stewart gained her first role with a small, non-speaking part in the Disney Channel television film The 13th Year. Her next film was The Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas, where she played the ring toss girl. She also appeared in the independent film The Safety of Objects as the tomboy daughter of a troubled single mother. Stewart also played a tomboy, diabetic daughter of a divorced mother in the film Panic Room. She was nominated for a Young Artist Award for her performance.
After Panic Room's success, Stewart was cast in another thriller, Cold Creek Manor, playing the daughter of characters played by Dennis Quaid and Sharon Stone. She was nominated again for a Young Artist Award for her performance. About this time in her career, she started homeschooling because of her irregular schedule.
Stewart's first starring role was at age 14 in the children's action comedy Catch That Kid, opposite Max the Idiot and Corbin Bleu. That year Stewart also played the role of Lila in the thriller, Undertow. Stewart starred in the Lifetime Showtime television film Speak, based on the novel by the same name by Laurie Hall Sanderson. Stewart, 13 at the time of filming, played a high school freshman, Melinda Sordino, who nearly stopped speaking after being raped. Her performance was widely praised, with the New York Times stating, "Ms. Stewart creates a convincing character full of pain and turmoil."
Stewart appeared in the fantasy adventure film Zathura, A Space Adventure, playing the role of Lisa Budwing, the irresponsible older sister of two little boys. During their playing a board game, they turned their house into a spacecraft hurtling uncontrollably in outer space. The film was praised by critics, but Stewart's performance did not garner much media attention. Her character is immobilized during most of the film. The next year, she played the character Maya in Fierce People, directed by Griffin Dunne. After that film, she received the lead role of Jess Solomon in the supernatural thriller film The Messengers.
Stewart appeared as teenager Lucy Hardwick in The Land of Women, a romantic drama starring Meg Ryan and Adam Brody. The film, as well as Stewart's performance, received mixed reviews. That same year, Stewart had a small role in the Sean Penn-directed adaptation Into the Wild. For her portrayal of Tracy, a teenage singer who has a crush on young adventurer Christopher McCandless, Stewart received mixed reviews. While Salon.com considered her work a sturdy, sensitive performance, and the Chicago Tribune noted that she did vividly well with a sketch of a role, Variety's critic Dennis Harvey said, "It's unclear whether Stewart means to be playing hippie chick Tracy as vapid, or whether it just comes off that way." The film received Screen Actors Guild nomination for Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture. After Into the Wild, Stewart had a cameo appearance in Jumper, and also appeared in What Just Happened, which was released in October 2008. She co-starred in The Cake Eaters, an independent film that has been screened only at film festivals. Both the film and Stewart's performance received many positive reviews. Critic Bill Goodycoons from the Arizona Republic said that Stewart really shines. She excels at both aspects of the performance, giving Georgia a strength that defies any sort of pity one might feel for her, without letting us forget her vulnerability.
On November 16, 2007, Summit Entertainment announced that Stewart would play main character Isabella Bella Swan in the film Twilight, based on Stephenie Meyer's best-selling vampire romance novel of the same name. Stewart was on the set of Adventureland when director Catherine Hardwicke visited her for an informal screen test, which captivated the director. She starred alongside Robert Pattinson, who plays Edward Cullen, her vampire boyfriend. The film began production in February 2008 and finished filming in May 2008.
Twilight was released domestically on November 21, 2008. Stewart's performance garnered mixed reviews, with some critics describing her as the ideal casting choice and praising her for conveying Bella's detachment, as well as her need to bust through it. Others criticized her acting for being wooden and lacking variety in her facial expressions, which they described as blank.
She has been nominated 4 times, 3 consecutive years, and in 2008 for the Young Artist Award.
She received praise for her role in Adventureland, a comedy-drama film written and directed by Greg Mottola and co-starring Jesse Eisenberg. Critic James Berardinelli said, "Stewart is more than merely appealing in this role. She makes Em a fully realized woman, and some of the most intricate development results from what the camera observes in Stewart's eyes." Kenneth Turin of the Los Angeles Times said Stewart was beautiful, enigmatic and very experienced. And MSN Movies' James Rocky stated, "Stewart's vulnerable, spooky power is used to nice effect." Stewart reappeared as Bella in the sequel, The Twilight Saga. New Moon, once again receiving mixed reviews for her performance. Jordan Mincer from Variety called Stewart the heart and soul of the film and praised her for giving both weight and depth to dialogue. She makes Bella's psychological wound seem like the real deal.
On the other hand, Manola Dargis from the New York Times said Stewart's lonely girl blues soon grow wearisome, and Bill Goodycoons from the Arizona Republic stated, "Stewart is a huge disappointment. She sucks the energy right out of the film." She reprised this role in the Twilight Saga. The clips.
At the 2010 82nd Annual Academy Awards, Stewart and Twilight co-star Taylor Lautner presented a tribute in honor of the horror movie genre.
In 2009, Stewart starred in The Yellow Handkerchief, which debuted at the Sundance Film Festival and was released into theaters in 2010 by Samuel Goldwyn Films. She also starred alongside James Gandolfini in Welcome to the Rileys, which premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in January 2010.
In 2010, Stewart portrayed rock star Joan Jett in The Runaways, a biographical film of the titular band from writer-director Floria Sigismondi. Stewart met with Jett over the 2008-2009 New Year to prepare for the role. She pre-recorded songs in a studio for the film. She received praise for her performance. The Metro Times wrote, "It turns out that Stewart is actually really good at capturing Jett's icy, tough but cool girl swagger, adding the needed touches of vulnerability that transform it into a pretty terrific performance. Stewart is a genuine rock star here." Also, A.O. Scott of the New York Times noted, "Ms. Stewart, watchful and unassuming, gives the movie its spine and soul." The same year, Stewart was listed as the highest-earning actress in Vanity Fair's 2010's Top Hollywood Top Earners list, with an estimated earning of $28.5 million for her movie roles in 2010. She won the BAFTA Rising Star Award in 2010 and was awarded the Milan International Film Festival Award for Best Actress in 2011 for Welcome to the Rileys.
She was named Stunette of the Year by High Times in 2010.
The fourth Twilight film, The Twilight Saga. Breaking Dawn Part 1 was released on November 18, 2011. Despite how the film received mixed to negative reviews, Stewart's performance was praised. Gabriel Chong called Stewart's work mesmerizing and said that she makes every emotion keenly felt that runs the gamut from joy, trepidation, anxiety, distress, and above all quiet and resolute determination. The Village Voice's Dan Khanna said Stewart beautifully underplays the role. Some critics found Pattinson and Stewart's chemistry lacking and said that the relationship between their characters came off like a charade on screen, or that none of the three leads was convincing in his or her role.
SHE%20 CONCLUDED%20 THE%20 ROLE%20 OF%20 BELLA%20 SWAN%20 IN%20 THE%20 FINAL%20 FILM%20 IN%20 THE%20 Series%20 THE%20 TWILIGHT%20 SUGA%20 BRAKING%20 DAWN%C2% is 0% E2% 80% 93% 20 PAR2% 202% 20 IN%20 NOVEMBR% 200 2012 0 ATHE% 25 LM% 20 DSPITE% 20 MIXED% 20 CRITICAL% 20 Reception% 20 WAS% 28% 20 BOX% 20 OFFICE% 26% 20 GROSSING% 20 NOLY% 20 $830% 20 M ILLION% 20 Worldwide% 20 BCOMING% 20 THE% 2040 TH% 20 Heist GROSSING% 20 Film% 20 AND% 20 THE% 20 HIGS GROSSING% 20 FILM% 20 OF% 20 THE% 20 TWILIGHT% 20 Series.% 0 AT% 20 ROTTN% 20 Tomatoes% 20 THE% 20 FILM% 20 KER TLY% 20 HOLDS% 28% 2048% 20 ROTTN% 20 Rating% 20 BASED% 20 ON% 20,174% 20 REVIEWS% 20 WITH% 20 THE% 20 CONDS US% 20 Starting% 20% 22 IT% 20 IS% 20 THE% 20 MIST% 20 NJOYABLE% 20 CHAPTR% 20 IN% 20 THE% 20 TW LIGHT% 20 SUGA% 20 BUT% 20 THAT+DS% U0NO2% 20 NOUGH% 20 TO% 20 MAK% 20 BREAKING% 20 DAWN% 20 PAR2% 202% 20 WRTH% 20 WATCHING% 20 FOR% 20 FILMGOERS% 20 WHO% 20 DON+32% 20 LRADUA% 20 ZUNT% 20 THMSELVS% 20 MING% 20 THE% 20 FRNCHS% 20 Converts%, 22.
On December 6, 2011, Stewart was named number 1 on Forbes magazine's list of Hollywood's best actors for the buck. On January 13, 2012, she became the face of a new unnamed Balenciaga perfume. In June, its name was promoted as Flora Botanica.
Stewart starred as Snow White in the film Snow White and the Huntsman. Stewart appears as Mary Lou in On the Road, the film adaptation of Jack Kerouac's novel of the same name.
According to Forbes, Stewart was the highest-paid actress in 2012, with total earnings of $34.5 million. She earned $12.5 million each for the last 2 installments in the Twilight series, including royalties. Camp X-Ray, her first film of 2014, was premiered at the 2014 Sundance Film Festival on January 17. Her portrayal of a young soldier stationed at Guantanamo Bay Detention Camp won positive reviews from the critics. David Rooney of The Hollywood Reporter called it her best screen work to date in an inexperienced military guard, while Zan Brooks of The Guardian said, "It's a role that reminds us what a fine performer she was in the likes of Into the Wild and Adventureland." In 2014 she appeared in the music video for Jenny Lewis's One of the Guys, and in the New York Times short movie 9 Kisses.
Stewart next appeared alongside Juliette Binoche and Chloe Grace Moretz in Clouds of Sils Maria. The film had its premiere at 2014 Cannes Film Festival. Her performance in the film earned her critical acclaim. Todd McCarthy of The Hollywood Reporter said that Stewart's habitual low-keyed style, which can border on the monotone, functions as effectively underplayed contrast. Peter Debruge of Variety praised her, saying that Stewart is the one who actually embodies what Binoche's character most fears, countering the older actress's more studied technique with the same spontaneous, agitated energy that makes her the most compellingly watchable American actress of her generation. Robbie Collin of the Daily Telegraph praised her, saying, "It's Stewart who really shines here. Valentine is probably her best role to date. She's sharp and subtle, knowable and then suddenly distant, and a late, surprising twist is handled with a brilliant lightness of touch."
For the role, Stewart won a Caesar Award for Best Supporting Actress, becoming the first American actress to receive a nomination in 30 years. She is the second American winner after Adrien Brody, who won Caesar Award for Best Actor in 2003.
Stewart appeared alongside Julianne Moore in Still Alice, a drama film that had its world premiere at the 2014 Toronto International Film Festival. Her performance received praise from critics. Peter Travers of Rolling Stone called her wonderfully vibrant and contentious and said, "Even when Still Alice sometimes slips into sentiment, Moore and Stewart are funny, fierce and glorious." Stewart co-starred along with Nicholas Hoult in Drake Doremus's futuristic love story Equals, which was released on July 15, 2016. The filming took place in Japan and Singapore from August to September 2014. In 2015, Stewart was confirmed to join Certain Women directed by Kelly Reichardt. The film was released on October 14, 2016. In 2016, she starred in the Woody Allen movie Café Society, opposite Steve Carell and Jesse Eisenberg, marking her third collaboration with the latter. It was released on July 15, 2016. Stewart also reunited with Clouds of Sils Maria director Olivier Assayas to lead his film Personal Shopper, a ghost story that takes place in the fashion industry. She also co-starred in Ang Lee's war drama Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk, which was released on November 11, 2016. In December 2016, Stewart appeared in the music video for the Rolling Stones single Write 'Em On Down.
In 2016, Stewart became the youngest actress to be an honoree at the New York Film Festival. In the same year, Stewart was also an honoree at ELLE's Women in Hollywood Awards, alongside Amy Adams, Felicity Jones, Anna Kendrick, Aja Naomi King, Helen Mirren, and Lupita Nyong'o.
On May 2, 2016, it was announced that Stewart will make her directorial debut with a short film titled Water for female-focused digital publisher REFINERY29. The short will be part of their Shatterbox anthology. In July 2016, it was confirmed that Stewart's short film will be titled Come Swim in an interview with Philippine Daily Inquirer. It had its world premiere at the Sundance Film Festival in January 2017. During the 2017 Sundance Film Festival, Stewart revealed that her next short film will be about gun control. In December 2016, Stewart starred in the official music video for Write 'Em On Down by the Rolling Stones.
In 2017, Stewart co-authored a computer science preprint about the use of neural net techniques in the making of her short film Come Swim. That same year, Stewart hosted Saturday Night Live for the first time with musical guest Alessia Cara, and was invited to join the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences.
In 2018, Stewart appeared in Lizzie, opposite Chloe Sevigny, revolving around Lizzie Borden, directed by Craig William McNeil, which had its world premiere at the Sundance Film Festival in January 2018. It was released on September 14, 2018, by Saban Films and Roadside Attractions. The film received mixed reviews from critics. She also starred in J.T. Leroy, a biopic revolving around Laura Albert, alongside Laura Dern and Diane Kruger. She also appeared in the music video for Interpol's If You Really Love Nothing. She also served as a member of the jury for the official competition of the 71st Cannes Film Festival. Stewart will next star in Happiest Season, a LGBT holiday romance film opposite Mackenzie Davis, directed by Clea Duvall, set for a November 20, 2020, release. She is working on her feature film directorial debut, which will be an adaptation of writer Lydia Yuknovich's memoir The Chronology of Water, which she will also write. She is also attached to star alongside Riley Keough in a Netflix television series adaptation of Gina Frangello's novel A Life in Men, produced by Charlize Theron. And to play Joan Vollmer, the most prominent female member of the Beat Generation, alongside Ben Foster in his untitled directorial debut, an adaptation of William S. Burroughs' early works and letters.
Stewart lives in Los Angeles. In her February 2017 appearance on Saturday Night Live, Stewart described herself as so gay, and in an interview with The Guardian, she clarified that she was bisexual, saying, "You're not confused if you're bisexual. It's not confusing at all. For me, it's quite the opposite." Similarly, in an interview with Harper's Bazaar in August 2017, she stated that she was open to dating men again, saying, "I want to try everything." Stewart identifies as a feminist.
She dated her Speak co-star Michael Angarano until early 2009. In mid-2009, she started dating Twilight co-star Robert Pattinson. In July 2012, she was photographed having an affair with her Snow White and the Huntsman director Rupert Sanders. Sanders, who was 19 years older than Stewart and married at the time, issued a public apology for the affair, as did Stuart. Pattinson and Stewart split, but reconciled in October 2012. The pair eventually broke up in May 2013. In mid-2013, Stewart started dating visual effects producer Alicia Cargill. She shortly dated French singer Soko in the spring of 2016, before she resumed dating Cargill in mid-2016. In late 2016, she briefly dated musician Annie Clark, known professionally as Saint Vincent. From late 2016, she was in a relationship with New Zealand model Stella Maxwell until their breakup in late 2018. Stewart dated stylist Sarah Dinkin from late 2018 until she resumed dating Maxwell again in mid-2019. Since August 2019, she has been dating screenwriter Dylan Meyer.
In 2012, Stewart signed her Breaking Dawn Part 2 dress and gave it to a charity buzz auction benefiting the Robin Hood Foundation's Sandy Relief Fund, which provides long-term support to those affected by Hurricane Sandy. In 2013, she reportedly raised $500,000 for the Sandy relief effort by meeting with an unnamed Middle Eastern prince for 15 minutes.
Stewart was listed as the highest-earning female actress in the Vanity Fair Hollywood Top Earners list of 2010, with estimated earnings of $28.5 million. In 2011, she was named number 1 on Forbes' list of Hollywood's best actors for the buck. Forbes also named her as the highest-paid actress in 2012, with total earnings of $34.5 million.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.